In the spring of 1876, the town of Helena, Montana, played a cruel joke. They took a disgraced schoolteacher from Boston, a woman whose reputation had been shredded by a false scandal, and they sent her to the mountains. Her destination was the cabin of an 8-foot giant, a man so feared that mothers whispered his name to frighten children. His name was Jonas, and he had lived alone for 12 years, trapping and hunting, speaking to no one. He had never asked for a wife, and when the wagon left the woman at his gate, he laughed. "They sent you to breed with me?" he rumbled. "I wouldn't touch a broken thing like you." She did not cry. Her name was Margaret, and she had survived worse cruelty in Boston. She lifted her chin, walked past him into the cabin, and began to sweep the floor. "I'm not here to breed," she said. "I'm here to survive." He watched her, stunned by her defiance. No one had ever spoken to him like that. She cleaned his filthy cabin, mended his torn shirts, and cooked a meal that made his eyes water with its warmth. That night, he slept on the floor and gave her the bed. The days turned into weeks. She taught him to read, her soft voice guiding his rough tongue through the alphabet. He taught her to track deer, to set traps, to read the weather. Their silences became comfortable, their conversations longer. One night, a blizzard trapped them inside for 3 days. She told him the truth about her scandal. A student had lied, accused her of improper behavior, and the town had believed him. She had lost everything, her job, her home, her future. He looked at her with something new, not pity, but respect. "You didn't deserve that," he said. She shrugged. "No one ever gets what they deserve." He reached out and touched her hand, his massive fingers gentle. "Maybe you will now." The weeks became months. She stopped flinching when he walked near her. He stopped laughing when she gave him orders. They worked side by side, ate together, sat on the porch watching sunsets. Something was growing between them, unnamed but undeniable. One evening, he built her a rocking chair, carving flowers into the armrests. She ran her fingers over the wood, tears in her eyes. "No one has ever made me anything," she whispered. He shrugged, embarrassed. "You needed a chair." That night, she kissed him. He froze, terrified of hurting her, but she pulled his face down to hers. "I'm not broken," she said, "and you're not a monster." He held her then so carefully, as if she were the most precious thing in the world. Winter came again, and they were no longer strangers. They were partners, lovers, two outcasts who had found a home in each other. He whispered her name in the dark, and she traced the scars on his hands, learning his history by touch. One morning, she woke feeling different, queasy, tender, alive in a new way. She counted the weeks, did the math, and her hands flew to her belly. She was pregnant. The joke the town had made about breeding was no longer a joke. She waited 3 days to tell him, afraid of his reaction. He was a giant, and she was small. The idea of a child terrified her. But when she finally whispered the words, he did not laugh. He fell to his knees before her, his face wet with tears. "A baby?" he asked, his voice cracking. She nodded. He pressed his forehead to her belly, his massive body shaking. "I never thought, I never dared to dream." She held his head, her fingers in his hair, and wept with him. The months passed, and her belly grew. He became fiercely protective, carrying her up the mountain to see the views, building a cradle with his own hands, talking to the baby in a low rumble that made her laugh. The town's cruel joke had become their miracle. The labor was hard, too hard, the midwife said. Margaret bled, and Jonas paced outside, his heart breaking. But she was stronger than anyone knew, and after 18 hours, a cry filled the cabin. A girl, tiny and perfect, with her mother's eyes and her father's strength. He held the baby for the first time, his massive hands trembling. The infant fit in one palm, and he looked at Margaret with an awe that stole her breath. "She's beautiful," he whispered. "Like you." She smiled through her exhaustion. "She's ours." Word spread through the territory. The giant mountain man had a child, and he was not a monster. He was a father. People came to see, to offer gifts, to apologize for their cruelty. Jonas did not care about apologies. He had everything he needed. Years later, a traveler from Boston recognized Margaret in a general store. "You're the teacher who was ruined," the man said. She looked at him calmly. "I am a wife and a mother," she replied. "I am not ruined. I am saved." Jonas came up behind her, their daughter on his shoulders, and the man backed away in fear. But Margaret took her husband's hand and smiled. "They sent me here as a joke," she said. "But I found a giant with a heart bigger than his body. And we built a family that no cruelty could ever break."